Okay.
She wanted to know if she couldn't cook for the headquarters.
Uh-huh.
That was myself and the exec officer and communications sergeant and first sergeant, supply sergeant. And so I said yes. So I was with the 103rd. Well, with the 3rd Division, you didn't even think about trying to get a bottle, a B ration. That's where you get the fresh meats and so forth, because you didn't have a chance to serve it.
Okay.
The tanks were going, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was getting that ration, and the first morning we got a ration of chickens, and the old man, they have a ritual. The man fixes it, gets it ready, and then the woman cooks it. And he wanted to know, is the difference how you handle it, if it's a hen or a rooster. And he says, it's a hen or a home. And after about 3 times, it dawned on me and told me Vice Nick. But go ahead, you had that.
I had put the beans in.
Oh.
So she got
Well, yeah. So anyway, so we had that meal there, and then the next day was Thursday. It happened to be Thanksgiving Day, and she says to Luce and myself, we know that this is a special day for the Americans, so we'd like to fix something special. So we had the turkey and everything that she had. The old man went down in the cellar and had a special bottle of wine that he had hidden from the Germans. The Germans wouldn't let them have it, and the Germans wouldn't allow them to have beer. They couldn't make beer. Of course, they knew how to make beer.
Yeah.
So anyway, they got that wine. It was a nice meal. See what I was trying to think. Oh, there was a lot of armor, artillery pieces and trucks and so going by. And he says, "My, so much armor." And they thought that all of the American ships had been sunk, and that anything that they saw was made in southern France.
Oh, because of the propaganda?
Yeah, propaganda. Then we got a ration of beer. It was Rheingold from New York. It was a beer. It says the Rhine is right near us, not too far. And they thought that was a German beer. I mean, their beer,
Yeah.
And I says, Aber, Neue Yorker, made in New York. See? And so, but when he took and traded health beer for wine because the Germans wouldn't allow him to make beer, and he hadn't tasted beer for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And so he was happy to get that.
For years, Dave's dad was on a real restricted diet because of his kidneys. So, and every once in a while, he'd sneak a drink or something, but otherwise it was very little. I mean, he'd have a sip of Dave's beer or something, his home brew. So when he was in this hospice care, towards the end, we realized, they're not going to say that he can't have this or that he can't have that. So one thing I did is I had a pie that I had made, and Dave brought him some homemade apple pie, which he was allowed to eat, and then he had a home brew, and he took that, and I guess Dave said something like he took it with both his hands. He wanted to make sure he drank it because he wasn't allowed to have that. Now he got to have I think Dave poured him like a half a glass. That home brew was pretty strong stuff, and he just thought that was the best. And then later on, I think Dave said the next day he said, "You want another piece of pie?" And he had just finished his little sip, what he had left of his homebrew, and he said, "No, I don't want to ruin the taste." He liked that homebrew so bad, so he might have had it, it seemed like 4 years for him since he had brewed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the 103rd Division was a good division, but nothing compared to the 3rd, see.
Mm-hmm.
I had it there when even they were starting to move faster and it was harder to feed the people, so I switched over to B, modified B and so forth, so that the guys could have it heated up in their own tank and stuff.
Okay. Now, I have scallop potatoes that I didn't eat at lunchtime that we should. These are okay, but they're not that good. Do you want any other potatoes?
No, this is going to be enough.
And here's some beans.
Oh, okay, I better have some bone on.
I have a little vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
This meatloaf actually is good. I haven't made a meatloaf for a long time. Our kids didn't like to eat meatloaf, but they'd eat meatballs, and it was almost the exact same recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's just that one is with spaghetti noodles and spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you. That's a warm. I don't know if that bowl is that microwavable or I had it in for 2 minutes and it's really hot. So for your, I see this is leaf removal. Do you have to bag up all of your bags or what?
For leaves, blow them out in the street.
Okay.
You put them at the morning, the night before, and they start. See, notice, we're the 27th of November, and the reason for that is these sweet gums will hold their leaves on for a couple more weeks.
Oh. Yeah, see, I don't know what ward we're in or anything, but...
Yeah, and so that's probably the reason.
Huh. That's smart. One weekend when Joey was home, Dave had us all go out and rake at the office, and he said he knew that all the leaves weren't down yet, but he wanted to get us out there while he had the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Although Joey's been coming back on the weekend, so it might not be so bad, but... So better to get most of them off. And it's not just the leaves, it's, we have pine needles.
Oh, yeah.
And those aren't good for the grass.
When I was with the 103rd Division, I was attached to the 409th Regiment. And the colonel who's commanding the 409th Regiment was the last field officer to get out of Corregidor.
Where's
When the
Corregidor?
Japanese took Corregidor,
Oh,
he was one of the last field officers. He was full colonel.
okay.
And he had a lot of experience. And I'd sit there and listen to him talking to the battalions.
Uh-huh.
You hang out and say, oh, it's 99, they see a tank, it's a 99-ton tank, He said they overstating what they were seeing.
Who would say 99 tanks?
He would say that's what who they were talking to out in the field.
Oh,
And of course it was this. But we got along real well. Then when the word came on the 20th that I was to they're gonna, my company, we all assemble at the regiment, and I take them out, and a battalion of the 14th Armored Division was going to be replacing this company.
Mm-hmm.
When we were going along, they'd come to a spot that was marshy, or there was a little stream or something that we get. So these guys in Current's platoon would get out and take the pioneer tools off the back of the tank, cut down some small trees, lay them in there, and over we go.
Uh-huh.
Well, we were there, and the 14th was supposed to make the exchange at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting. He got a call, and the 14th Division commander, Colonel General, says to him, "Well, the how do I say that? He called, asked where were the tanks that were supposed to be relieving, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Oh, they have to wait until they put a bridge in." And he tied into them. And he said to this general, he says, "If you let me keep this company of tanks, you can take your whole damn battalion."
Oh. Yeah, you had to kind of just have a lot of, not street smarts, but just kind of like how it is in around our neighborhood, like John, Pristine, and like Lawrence and Elaine. They knew a lot about things that made life so much simpler if you just knew how to, like Lawrence and Elaine would talk about how when the Ekstroms moved in, and how they couldn't get these hogs, they were raising hogs, and they could not figure out how to get them into the truck. Mm-hmm. So that they could take them to market. And they must have worked half a day, and then they finally went over and asked Lawrence if he could help them figure out how they were supposed to get these, because they wouldn't go in. No matter what they did, they couldn't get them to go. I don't know. And Lawrence had some simple way of doing it, but he just had to chuckle because he'd say, Dr. Ekstrom, he was an MD with all his smarts, but you don't have the farm smarts, know.
No.
Same thing with when you guys were out in the field of army stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. Would you like some water also, Dad?
Hmm?
Would you like a glass of water too?
No. I'm talking about B Company 756 made a big impression on 103rd Division. And following the Bastogne Battle of the Bulge, Colonel McAuliffe was given command of a division, with 103rd. And when he was getting his attachments all straightened out,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the 409th said, "Get the 756." So he did that, and it was just about ready to be transferred. Now, we'd been in combat for 7 months without a break, day and night, and we had just got on a break, and if we were going with the 103rd, we'd be going back into combat.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, when General O'Daniels found out what was happening, he blew his stack. He wasn't about to lose us.
Mm-hmm.
So he even required us to wear the 3rd Division patch on our uniforms.
Well, the 3rd Division, and then this was the 103rd?
103rd.
Division?
Yeah, division. 103rd Division and 3rd Division. 3rd Division was the regular Army.
Okay.
They were first activated in World War I, and did such a great job of defending the Marne that they got the nickname the Rock of the Marne.
Okay.
And they've been, every war they've been in since then,
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones that stand out, just like in this Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
when they made that attack, you know, things wasn't so good. That was the 3rd Division.
The 3rd Division.
Yeah.
Okay.
103rd is, they were a reserve division. They wouldn't be active unless it,
Okay.
but
Mm. So you didn't, then, like, the one you just said, that you guys would have gone with, he was the guy that was in, that movie, or that series, Brothers,
yeah, that's 107.
Oh,
101st Airborne.
oh, okay. But was,
They were
that thing scares the heck out of me.
they were at the Rocket tomorrow. I mean,
Ibanez Raul.
oh, that's Joe. There you go.
Hello. Hi. I'm good. How come that different name came up on the caller ID? Oh, really? Well, I said Ibanez Raul or something like that. And how do you have his cell phone? You did not. Okay. Uh-huh. I know. I wouldn't. I thought Ibanez Raul. Who the heck is that? And I looked at Dad. I thought, is this somebody he's been driving for groceries from the church? You know how he had that other lady that he would do that for. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And he wouldn't pick up? They have to get the joke or else it doesn't do you a lot of good. Oh, that's funny. So, how are you?